Good day, all. Mr. Chris, your host for Breathe Your Way Back. Thanks for joining. I'm sitting here again on another postcard day here on the Treasure Coast of Florida. I hope you are well wherever you are. My shout out today goes to all the healthcare professionals in the world, the hospice workers, the caregivers. You are true angels on earth. Sister Patsy, well done and thank you. Now, the breath motion today is going to be called a stadium breath because I'm going to be taking a seat and it's going to look like I'm going to be standing with my breath and bringing my hands up over my head like I'm doing the wave, as they do in those packed houses of fans. So let me get back there and you'll see from my distance what a stadium breath looks like. But first, as always, let's get warmed up and realizing that all we have to do for these next few minutes is to sit with our breath. Sitting comfortably straight, loose, and ready. Let's have a good little in-breath, either with nose or mouth, whatever you prefer, and have a warm-up 2 or 3 of those with a soft exhalation, almost letting our shoulders, in a sense, melt away from our neck as we breathe out. So let's go. Breathing in. You can almost hike up your shoulders a little bit and then release. Really feeling the effect of those shoulders melting away from your neck. Another good breath in. And release. Remember, you can be audible on the exhale, really accenting the relaxation response, the ah of it as you release on the out. Now, in terms of progression, as I said before, the first of our series of movements is going to simply be a lean from my vertical to about a few degrees of leaning forward. Now again, never lean into pain, stay within your comfort zone. But I'm going to breathe in and just have a small little lean forward. Try this. Breathing in with a lean, and now on the out breath, we're going back to vertical. Try it again. Breathing in with a lean. Back to vertical. Now remember, my destination is to be standing with hands overhead. The next part of the progression, we're going to have our hands and arms get into the yak by just going backward towards 6 o'clock. Try the lean and the breath with our hands going back. Ready? Begin. Breathing in. And release back to vertical. Almost like a swimmer getting ready to jump in the water. Have a breath in. And release back to vertical. Okay, the last part is standing all the way up now, feeling the feet getting engaged in the big muscles of our legs as we stand, and our hands are going to rise with us. They're going to be going over my head, and I'm going to be actually just at the end swaying like a water plant. We're doing the wave, if you will. Having some fingers work out a little bit, almost like happy fingers. And I'm going to let my hands come back down to my sides. So if my hands go out of the picture as I stand up, realize I'm just reaching over my head, having my fingers get a little happy, and then releasing my hands down to my side. All right, let's try this. A lean on the in-breath, and then a full stand, slowly timing it with the out-breath. All right, here we go. Stadium breath, breathing in. Let's go, guys. Have a breath out. As we're doing so, we're going to be standing, 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 standing. Hands are going overhead. Fingers are now happy fingers coming back to our sides, down as we release. And come back to a still motion. Now, on the descent, we're not going to just plop down without any kind of intention. We're going to have a good breath in, and as I'm slowly sitting back down to my chair, I'm going to let my hands and arms rise to almost offset my back end. So let's see how this works. Have a breath in. And release. Slowly coming down, slowly now. Finding your seat and then back to vertical, letting your hands softly come down to your side. All right, let's have one last stadium breath from the beginning. A lean, a stand, arms and hands up overhead, finishing that process. And then on the descent, we'll have a breath in and then slowly sitting down, letting our hands and arms come up in the process until we find our seat, and then restoring our hands back to our sides. So here we go, stadium breath, 101. Have a good breath in. Lean hands to 6, and now release. Standing on the exhale, hands overhead, settling down like leaves in the autumn, back to our sides. Let's have another descent now, under control. Breathing in. Release. Down, 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 the hands resting by our side. Okay, let me come forward to say goodbye. And the thought for today I'll leave you with comes from Mandy Hale, author, single woman fame, who says, you don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just have to breathe, trust, let go, and see what happens. Okay, folks, thanks for joining. See you next time.